Hello, everybody, and welcome into the broadcast. I am Samuel Reese coming to you live tonight, and it's the Gold Cup opener for the United States men's national team, as their first hurdle is Haiti from Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City. We are ready to kick things off in this Group B matchup. The United States wearing their brand new jerseys with blue and red stripes. And off we go. The U.S. kickoff. They're attacking from left to right in this opening half. Haiti in red kits, blue shorts, and white socks. They're attacking from right to left in this first half, and immediately the U.S. looking to get on the front foot. And the shot there from Shaq Moore is blocked already. An early corner kick coming for the U.S. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Of course, we had the Euro final earlier today, and now here we are with the Gold Cup opener for the USA. And hopefully for the United States, they can get off on the front foot and take care of business tonight against Haiti. Here comes the corner kick, a driven ball, and the shot is sent over. A comfortable night temperature-wise, 68 degrees Fahrenheit in Kansas City, the humidity 87%. Greg Berhalter, of course, in charge of the United States. 20 wins, 3 draws, 6 losses as head coach. And I will get into the starting lineups momentarily as I get the scoreboard up. And let me get to the starting lineups right now. In fact, first for the USA, it is Matt Turner who gets the nod as the starting goalkeeper tonight. A 4-3-3 formation put forth by Berhalter. The back line consisting of Shaq Moore, Miles Robinson, Walker Zimmerman, and Sam Vines. In the midfield, it's Kellen Acosta, Jackson Ewell, and Sebastian Lletget, who captains the side for the first time in his career. And then the 3 up top are Paul Arriola, Gyasi Zardes, and Jonathan Lewis. Meanwhile, for Haiti, who are led by head coach Jean-Jacques Pierre, it's Brian Silvestre in goal. And it's Martin Experience, Stefan Lambese, Ricardo Ade, and Carlen Arces at the back. In the midfield, it's Leverton Pierre, Kevin Pierre Lafrance, Derek Etienne of the Red Bulls, of course, in MLS, and Brian Alcius. And then the 2 up top are Carnegie Antoine and Duckins Nazon. And that's how Haiti lines up in a 4-4-2 formation, and maybe a chance early here for Haiti. Although Gyasi Zardes tracks back and comes away with the steal for the United States. The U.S. making their 16th Gold Cup appearance, and of course 6-time champions on their quest for their 7th Gold Cup title here in 2021. This is clipped forward by Lambese. Haiti have had a rough week, the team and the country as a whole. Earlier this past week, their president sadly passed away. Or sorry, not passed away. He was assassinated earlier in the week. So that was news that rocked the nation, of course. Haiti making their 8th Gold Cup appearance. Their best finish actually came in the most recent Gold Cup. They finished in 3rd place in 2019. So this is a Haitian side who are on the rise, and they have been improving as of late. And then when it comes to the team news, Haiti did have 5 players test positive for COVID, so they are shorthanded for this one. That's a nice steal. The pass ahead, but Zardes lost it. Now it's one back on the left wing. This is Jonathan Lewis. Lewis lays it back to Lletget. It got beyond the reach of Lletget, and now Haiti looking to spark a counterattack. On the ball is Derek Etienne, arguably their best player. Ahead for Ricardo Ade. Now Etienne. Nice one, too. Etienne is in. A one-time effort's wide. Not the best shot in the end from the MLS player, but not a bad look either for Haiti early on. Matt Turner of the New England Revolution gets the start tonight for the U.S. His first start in a competitive match for the United States men's national team. Of course, it's a U.S. roster here in this Gold Cup, largely consisting of MLS players, as U.S. Soccer wanted to give their European-based players a rest and at least somewhat of an off season before they return to their clubs and get their season underway in August. And this will be a corner kick. The last touch came from the right back, Carlens Arcis. And so an early set piece coming. It is a great crowd at Children's Mercy Park. Sporting Kansas City, of course, play at this stadium. They have one of the best fan bases in MLS, and it's a great crowd on hand. There has been some on and off rain. An 8 p.m. local time kickoff. The cross all the way through. Chance in front, and they strike the bar. Second opportunity, and it's parried away by Silvestre. 2 chances for the United States. I believe Kellen Acosta had the first opportunity, and then Giassi Zardes denied on the follow-up. Some real good pressure here from the United States early. And still seeking their first goal of the match. Here's Miles Robinson of Atlanta United. That's turned over, but Haiti give it right back. That falls to the feet of Kellen Acosta, who was one of the few players on this roster that was on the CONCACAF Nations League roster for the semifinals and the final. Of course, the U.S. defeated Mexico in the final to win the inaugural edition of the CONCACAF Nations League. This is Jackson Ewell. Now Walker Zimmerman. Sent ahead for Ariola. The steal from Experience. And Acosta wins it back. Leggett. Over to Sam Vines. Now it's Walker Zimmerman. Zimmerman, nice pass ahead. In stride, it's taken by Acosta. Cross into a dangerous area, and the header is in. The United States strike early. It's Sam Vines of the Colorado Rapids. Just over 7 minutes in, the USA lead Haiti 1-0. Well, it's just the start that the doctor ordered. Greg Berhalter will be pleased with this opening goal. A nice pass to Acosta, who laid it off for Shaq Moore. And the cross took a deflection on the way, looping into the path of the wide open Sam Vines. He said, "Thank you very much." And the back post run by Sam Vines pays off as he heads one home, and the U.S. have an early lead in Kansas City. Not a bad start at all for the United States after Mexico struggled greatly to put the ball in the back of the net last night against Trinidad and Tobago in their Gold Cup opener. The U.S. can certainly build off of this early goal. Mexico ended up drawing Trinidad and Tobago in surprise fashion, despite really dominating the Trinidadians. That game was in Arlington at AT&T Stadium down in Texas. Here's Jackson Ewell. So Sam Vines, the left back, gets on the score sheet early. Not particularly the guy who you would guess would get the first goal for the U.S. in this Gold Cup campaign. But he'll take it. His first career international goal, and what a time to score it. Sam Vines took part in the U.S. Olympic qualifying team, the U-23 side that ultimately failed to qualify for this summer's Olympics. They fell to Honduras in the semifinals. That was down in Mexico back in March. Vines was a part of that side. And now the U.S. senior team, after winning the Nations League, trying to get off to a strong start in Gold Cup. It's a poor pass out of play. Haiti turn it over. And the United States don't face their toughest test until the last game of the group stage, when they'll take on Canada. So it's very important for them to start off strongly with Haiti tonight and then Martinique midweek. Nice turn by Acosta, laid ahead. Arriola with a poor cross as he mishit it and apologizes shortly thereafter. Paul Arriola of DC United. I believe it's 19 of the 23 players on this Gold Cup roster for the U.S. Play in MLS. And as I said earlier, that is for a reason, as they wanted to give their European-based players some rest before their seasons get started. Their club seasons, that is. This is settled down by Leverton Pier, one back by Zardes. Arriola. Now laid off for Kellen Acosta to Shaq Moore. Dangerous cross. It came all the way through and chested by Arces back to Silvestre. What's going on, Ethan? Welcome back, man. I appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, the USA already up. Yeah, it's a dream start for the US to open up their Gold Cup campaign. And this is not looking good. Paul Arriola is now down. And immediately after he mishit that cross, he did look to wince a bit. And now he's down on the ground. He'll require medical attention. And you hate to see this. Paul Arriola, one of the more veteran players on this very young team. And so he will be evaluated. It looks like it's his right quad that's being worked on. 12 minutes played. U.S. in front. No, Ethan, this game is not in Arlington like the Mexico game last night. This game is in Kansas City, Kansas. Yeah, it's at Children's Mercy Park where Sporting Kansas City play. Yeah. So each group for the Gold Cup is in a different city. By the way, Giassi Zardes, fun fact, the second fastest player in U.S. men's national team history with double-digit goals and assists. Donovan was the fastest. Yeah, so usually in a typical Gold Cup, the games would be a little bit everywhere, but because of, COVID, they wanted to limit travel. So yeah, each group is at a different site. So yeah, like Group A is in Arlington and Frisco. Group B is in Kansas City. Group C, I believe, yeah, it's in Orlando, and then Group D is in Houston. So, and then there's different sites for the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the final. I know the final's in Las Vegas, and Paul Arriola will be forced to make way, and it will be Joe Keeney coming in for the United States. Another young player for this U.S. team. And he comes on for the USA to replace Arriola. And Nicholas Gioacchini has had 4 caps, 2 goals for the U.S. He actually plays with Caen in the second division of French football. And nice work by Joe Aquini on the sideline, able to win a throw-in for the United States. Yeah, Kansas City, I guess it's a bit random, Ethan, but as this cross comes in from the right wing, it's handled by Silvestre. This is the 18th meeting between these two sides, and surprisingly enough, there's been 6 wins, 5 draws, and 6 losses. So they're dead even, these two teams. In Gold Cup history, it's the 4th meeting. The U.S. with 2 wins, 1 draw, and no defeats against Haiti in this competition all time. Yeah, what I was going to say, Ethan, is, Sporting Kansas City and MLS, they have a great fan base. So I think that was part of the thought process because U.S. Soccer has played games in Kansas City before and have had a great turnout when it comes to the support and fans. So I think the fact that they have a really good fan base in MLS, Sporting Kansas City do, that's why they put it in Kansas City, because it's a pretty good soccer town, actually, soccer city. So yeah, and it looks like a pretty good turnout tonight. There is rain threatening in the area, so perhaps that's a reason why there it isn't quite a packed Children's Mercy Park, but still a pretty good atmosphere. And for that U.S.-Canada game next week, I'm sure it'll be a fantastic setting in Kansas City. On the ball now is Miles Robinson for the U.S. The U.S. have 9 players on this roster aged 23 or younger. Now it's Jackson Ewell. 14 players on this roster, by the way, are playing in their very first Gold Cup as well. So it's a new experience for much of this roster and a chance to win a trophy and a chance to prove themselves for a lot of these players who are on the outside looking in when it comes to the quote-unquote A team that will be, on display for the World Cup qualifiers in September. This is a chance for players to prove themselves and show why they should be a part of that World Cup qualifying roster. Here comes the cross delivered by Shaq Moore, dealt with by the center back Ricardo Ade, and it will be a corner kick for the U.S. There is VAR in this tournament. It's the first ever Gold Cup where VAR is available for use. And so maybe an opportunity for the United States. The corner is an outswinger from Leggett. Ade went up to get it. Haiti looking to clear, and it's now sent ahead. And maybe Haiti can spark a counterattack. On the ball is Derek Etienne. Etienne looking for support. Defended tightly by Shaq Moore. Eventually drew the foul, and a quick free kick taken by the New York Red Bulls player, Derek Etienne of Haiti. Yep, the U.S. are one of the favorites in CONCACAF, in CONCACAF as a whole, and in this Gold Cup tournament. Yep. Mexico are typically the best team in CONCACAF, but the United States did beat Mexico in the CONCACAF Nations League final about a month ago. That was a brand new tournament. The U.S. beat Mexico in the final, so it's definitely a promising future ahead for the U.S. And as I mentioned earlier, the United States have mostly MLS players on this roster, so it's not their A team because they wanted their European-based players to get some rest in the offseason. So with that being said, Mexico do have their A team. They have all their best players here. So Mexico are certainly the favorites in this tournament, but the United States probably second favorites. So they'll be expected to at least make the final. Hopefully win it all and pull off a surprise. A reminder that later tonight, a triple header of Gold Cup action concludes when El Salvador faces Guatemala. This is a dangerous ball into the box. Haiti with a chance, laid back. There's the strike, and it's marginally wide. And Derek Etienne will be thinking about that one all night. This was a beautiful ball played into Etienne from experience. or rather played into, I believe that was actually La France, who laid it back to Etienne and just couldn't quite put the shot on target. And a really good chance for Haiti in which they couldn't capitalize. What's going on, JAIHD? I appreciate you tuning in, man. Derek Etienne, by the way, plays in MLS. Sorry, he was with the Red Bulls. He's now with the Columbus Crew. I apologize. He was with the Red Bulls, now with the Crew, of course. How could I forget? He was a big part of that MLS Cup winning side. I will get to your question in a moment as that cross is dealt with. But yeah, I'm just going to call you JA, if that's okay. Yeah, it's the reason you haven't seen these USA players before. As Ethan said, they the US soccer decided to give their European-based players some rest. So it's almost an all MLS roster for this US team in the Gold Cup. So, and they brought in a lot of young players as well. So that is why JA, as the US are on the attack, leading 1-0 thanks to a goal from Sam Vines. Now it's a chance at the edge of the box. That shot is blocked. A reset for Vines. His cross delivered. Header away. The U.S. still in possession. This is held by Sebastian Lletget. Now back with Sam Vines. Kellen Acosta goes back to midfield. And here is Walker Zimmerman. The possession, unsurprisingly, 73 to 27% in favor of the Americans. The shot 6-3 U.S. Haiti have had some looks. The shots on goal 2-0. The U.S. leading that category. About midway through the opening half in the Gold Cup opener for both teams. This is Group B. 16 teams in the tournament. Only one will raise the trophy. 4 teams in 4 groups. And to the byline, this is floated in by Joe Aquini. But there is Silvestre, the Haitian goalkeeper. As I mentioned, 4 groups of 4, and after the group stage, the top 2 will go through. So the field will be cut in half, and then the quarterfinals will be set. The U.S., by the way, have had 8 straight wins on home soil, outscoring their opponents 33-3 in that span. So the United States have done very well at home, and they've had 10 straight wins against CONCACAF teams as well. Zardes was leaping up for that ball. It's off of him last. A Haitian throw-in awarded. Going back to that last U.S. trip into the penalty box, it was a risky header from Carlens Arces back to his goalkeeper Silvestre, but in the end, no harm done. But you could very well see that being an own goal if Arces hadn't been careful. Yes, that is correct, Ethan. This is the these are the last games, quite frankly, before the World Cup qualifiers. I don't think the U.S. have any friendlies between the end of the Gold Cup and then the start of World Cup qualifiers, because I think World Cup qualifiers start on like September 5th. I think it's like the first week of September. And here's a long-range effort, but that was a bit of a hopeless shot, well off target from Pierre. So yes, you are correct, Ethan. After the Gold Cup, it's World Cup qualifiers. So that'll be huge. And there'll be 3 games in each window. So 3 games in the span of a week for World Cup qualifiers. So at each international break, there'll be 3 matches of World Cup qualifiers. So that's going to be huge. The U.S. with 14 wins, 1 draw, and no losses in Gold Cup opening matches. So historically speaking, they've started the tournament off well. Yeah, September of this year, Ethan, because the World Cup is the November of next year. It's crazy. It's weird how the World Cup's not in the summer like it usually is. So yeah, World Cup qualifier starts September of this year. because they're spread out since the club season is going on in Europe. So you'll see if you look at their World Cup qualifying schedule, there's 3 games and then a break because then the club seasons resume. And then there's another break like a month later or so with 3 games, an international break with 3 World Cup qualifying matches. So it's spread out because there's 14 matches in World Cup qualifiers in CONCACAF anyways, because there's 8 teams. You play each team twice, home and away. And then the top 3 teams go to the World Cup. And the 4th place team plays in a playoff, if I remember correctly. Or it might be the top 4 make it, and then the 5th place plays in a playoff. No, I think it's top 3 make it, and then the 3rd place plays in a playoff. So, yep, the World Cup qualifiers will be huge. Yeah, exactly, Ethan. That's why they moved the World Cup to the winter, because the conditions are so brutal in the summer in Qatar. It just wouldn't have been plausible to hold it in the summer. Yeah, it's a joke how the World Cup's going to be in Qatar. It really is. This goes wide. 1-touch pass from Nazan of Haiti. And Zardes commits the foul in midfield. Play blown dead as he brought down Alcius. So the official word from U.S. Soccer is that Paul Arriola had tightness in his right hamstring. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. But we'll keep an eye on Paul Arriola's status, certainly as this tournament progresses, this group stage progresses. We'll see what his availability is in the game against Martinique midweek. U.S. back in possession, all the way back with Turner. Even though it is sad that the Copa America and Euros both ended this past weekend, or this weekend, I should say, at least the Gold Cup is just getting started. And then, of course, we'll have the Olympics in a couple weeks' time with the U.S. women's national team going for gold in Tokyo. Here's Turner once more on the ball. Shaq Moore sends it forward. Joachini was in pursuit of the ball, but there first was Kevin Pierre Lafrance. Not many options for Haiti on the bench. As I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, 5 players tested positive for COVID and are unavailable tonight. That goes off of Martin Experience, the left back for Haiti. Yeah, exactly, Ethan. Yeah. It's brutal there in the summer in Qatar. So, that's why they moved it to the winter. But the World Cup in winter is just going to be strange because we're all always used to it being in the summer. So we'll see how that goes. But the World Cup is the World Cup. I like when it's in the summer, as it usually is, because I'm not in school. But it is what it is. "29th minute of play. The United States on top, 1-0 over Haiti. Sam Vines scoring 8 minutes in. Here's a long ball forward, claimed at the edge of his box by Brian Silvestri. And now some pressure here on Haiti. Under pressure was Ricardo Ade. Jonathan Lewis was right on his back. In the end, Silvestre forced to clear it out of play. Haiti really put themselves into the situation. It was a short roll out to Ade, and then Ade with just a nonchalant pass, which was blocked, and Lewis was nearly there to pounce. Yeah, that's awesome, Ethan. That's awesome. Yeah, the 2018 World Cup was great. That was a fun tournament for sure. Every World Cup is awesome. But yeah, I certainly remember that one well. Walker Zimmerman finds Kellen Acosta. Now it's wide with Shaq Moore. And Experience touched it last. Here's Giassi Zardes. Moore, good first touch. The outlet pass intercepted by Jackson Ewell. U.S. once more with it. Joachini with the switch. Out wide on the left wing, it's Sam Vines, the goal scorer. By the way, the last time the U.S. played Haiti in the Gold Cup, if I'm not mistaken, was back in, was it 2013? I think it's the last time U.S. played Haiti in general. And I was actually at that game. It was at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. I was at that game. It was a 1-0 win for the U.S. I remember it quite vividly. Derek Etienne looking long for Antoine, but the pass is cut out by Vines. He's been all over the place so far. Haiti certainly trying to catch the U.S. out of shape on the counterattack as Shaq Moore is double teamed in the corner, somehow kept it in. The cross came along the end line. Zardes couldn't control, and I believe it went out of play anyways. Great crowd on hand at Children's Mercy Park. Yeah, the World Cup is in the U.S. in 2026. That is correct, Ethan. The Olympics, well, 2026 is the Winter Olympic. 2028 is when the Summer Olympics will be in LA, yes. Yeah, 2028, I believe, is when the Olympics will be here in the U.S. So yeah, not all in 2026, but yes, World Cup in 2026 and then Olympics in 2028, if I'm not mistaken. Haiti, meanwhile, just had an opportunity. Nazan from distance. Matt Turner, a comfortable save. Yeah, because the Summer Olympics are 2020, 2024, 28, 32. Although, of course, instead this time they're being played in 2021 because COVID postponed last year's to this year. And now here is another Haitian shot across the face of goal. It went wide. The effort coming from Antoine. "33 minutes played. The American Outlaws getting some chance going in Kansas City. Here's some pressure from Haiti. They're settling in much better now. Here's Derek Etienne. Etienne gets the return pass. And now it'll get all the way back to Brian Silvestre, the Haitian netminder. Silvestre clips it forward. The interception by Walker Zimmerman. Joachini for Acosta. Pass turned over in the middle. On the ball is Brian Alcius. And Arcis was looking long. That pass intercepted. And a nice tackle in there on Jonathan Lewis. That came from Carlin Arcis. However, I believe Lewis ultimately was in an offside position. Free kick to Haiti. About 10 minutes left in the opening half of play here in this Group B matchup. A Gold Cup opener for both sides. LaFrance back to Silvestre. And that pass turned over. Kellen Acosta's there. Down the right wing, it's Gioacchini. Gioacchini crossing. And that's dealt with by LaFrance. Back into the box. Great combination. Shackmore is in. And a great save. Silvestre diving to his right. And Moore was offside anyways. As the flag went up, it doesn't take away from what a great save that was from Silvestre. Now it's Pierre forward. Down the right wing, the ball into the feet of Antoine. Antoine looking for the return pass, but Vines will shield that one out, and a goal kick won by the U.S. Yeah, even though it was offside, that was a great stop. I thought for sure that was going in. Nine minutes to go in the first half, plus stoppage time, of course. This is the third game of the Gold Cup. We had one yesterday, and this is the second of three today. There's supposed to be two yesterday, but Curacao had to drop out on the eve of the tournament because of positive COVID cases. So Guatemala is their replacement. And so El Salvador, instead of facing Curacao in their opener, faced Guatemala tonight instead of yesterday, since it was on such short notice that Guatemala were informed that they were the replacement team. That's taken away. And now Silvestre with the ball forward. A look at the Group B live standings. Of course, it's early on, but after Canada's win earlier today, they are atop the group on 3 points. The U.S., if this result held, on 3 points as well. Haiti and Martinique, as expected, at the bottom with none. The first tiebreak in this tournament is goal differential, something to certainly keep in mind. Here's Kellen Acosta in the middle. Shaq Moore on the right side. Moore has it stolen, but it's won back nicely. Moore took it away from Nazan. A little chip inside. Gioacchini looking for the return pass, but Moore called for the foul. And it will be a free kick going out in the 38th minute. Yeah, Nazon just couldn't get past Shaq Moore. It was nicely done by Moore to not give up on the play. And it's actually a good piece of defending from Martin Experience. And despite his name, he is actually a very young player, not quite experienced like other players on this Haitian side. Martin Experience, just 22 years of age, made his debut with Haiti about 10 days ago. Now on the ball is Leverton Pierre. And Zardes was fouled, took an arm to the face from Pierre. Haiti are coming off of their heartbreaking defeat to Canada in the second round of World Cup qualifying. And so Haiti will not be in the final round of World Cup qualifiers, which the U.S. automatically made the final round of qualifiers because they were one of the top 5 ranked teams in CONCACAF. '40th minute of play. 1-0 U.S. Experience will take this Haitian throw-in. It's now settled by Nazon. Maybe some space opening up on that far side. On the ball here is Lambese. Lambese on the return. Played it too far ahead. Jackson Ewell with the interception. Ewell gets out of trouble. And now the U.S. will move it to midfield where it's given back to the Haitians. All right, no problem, Ethan. No problem, man. I appreciate you tuning in to both of my broadcasts today. Greatly appreciated, man. This is one back by the USA. And Joe Aquini was fouled from behind. Thank you, Speak Up, for tuning in. Unfortunately, I'm not able to actually show the game for copyright reasons. YouTube is very strict with their copyright, so I am not able to do that. Unfortunately, I don't want my channel to get banned or anything, because I know YouTube's very strict with that. But if you do live in the United States, Speak Up, you can find this game on Fox Sports 1. And I believe it's being shown in Spanish on... Yeah, it's being shown in Spanish on Univision also. Here come the U.S. Late first half. And that's won back nicely by Ricardo Ade. How the play it goes, it will be a U.S. throw-in on the far side. Zardes. And now reset for Jackson Ewell. Ewell into the middle, finding Walker Zimmerman. Oh, now I'm seeing the comments over on Twitch. What's going on, Italian boy? Yes, Italy won after all. So, yes, I'm sure you're very happy. I was on the call for that thrilling Euro final between Italy and England. Yeah, no problem, Speak Up. I hope you understand. I would show it if I could, but YouTube are very strict with their copyright restrictions. This crossed into a dangerous area. And it was left for Silvestri, who quickly picked that ball up, or else the U.S. could have been in business. It was a heavy first touch from Shaq Moore, but he kept it in play. And Zardes really should have got on the end of this cross. I think he got caught up in not knowing exactly what he wanted to do. One-touch shot or settle it. Zardes just got mixed up in the end. And a strong slide tackle in there from Kellen Acosta. It is out for a Haitian throw-in. Certainly all ball from Acosta of Colorado in MLS. And Zardes gives away a foul. Bit of a silly foul, quite frankly. And it gives Haiti a decent chance from this set piece with about a minute remaining until we reach first half stoppage time at Children's Mercy Park. Matt Turner getting himself set. And here comes the delivery. Ball curled in, headed away by the U.S., but Haiti still with it. This is passed out wide for Etienne. Etienne is onside. Now played back for Lambes. Experience will float one in, edge of the penalty area. The header away once more, and a foul will be called, in fact, against Haiti. .30 seconds left until stoppage time. There shouldn't be all that much time added on. The possession 66 to 34% US. I used to play soccer, Italian boy. I still do for fun. By the way, the shot's 6-6 in this game, which may be surprising to many. The shots on goal 2-1 US. We've reached the 45-minute mark. But yeah, I used to play. Unfortunately, I had issues with my feet. So I did play club soccer for a while. And unfortunately, I stopped playing a couple years ago. But I still play for fun. I still love the game. So yeah. And there'll be 2 minutes added on to the end of this first half. This ball will be tracked down by Shaq Moore, who is one of 4 non-MLS players on this roster. Moore, who plays for Tenerife in Spain, the second division of Spain. Tenerife on the Canary Islands. And that was a heavy challenge on Sebastian Lletget. He lost it. Haiti maybe with a chance. Here comes the cross. Turner's there. Matt Turner did well off his line in a hurry. A minute to play in the first half. Well, the United States are in front after an early goal from Sam Vines. The 1-0 lead has stayed intact ever since. It's now Acosta with the through ball. Joe Aquini could have a chance here. But great work there by Martin Experience. It will be a corner kick. And the Americans will have one last opportunity before the half closes. Joe Aquini was trying to cross it, but Experience recovered nicely for Haiti. And it will be Sebastian Lletget to deliver the corner. The 4th of the game. Outswinging ball towards Zimmerman. Didn't quite get there. Now back out wide. The referee lets play continue. Lletget to the back post. Header saved. Silvestre with the stop and the rebound cleared away. That will be the end of the first half. I'll tell you what, Silvestre, a huge reason why Haiti are still in this game. In the dying moments of the first half, the leaping header at the back post by Walker Zimmerman, saved by Silvestre, and the lead stays 1-0 for the U.S. Yeah, absolutely, Victor. I appreciate you tuning in here on YouTube. This Haitian keeper, Brian Silvestre, has been big time at big moments, and it's still 1-0. The U.S. do have the lead at the break. Coming up next, it'll be the halftime report. Don't go anywhere. It's the Gold Cup opener for both teams, the United States and Haiti. I'll be back right after this break. It is the CONCACAF Gold Cup from Kansas City, Kansas at Children's Mercy Park. Welcome into the halftime report, everybody. The United States leading Haiti 1-0 at halftime, thanks to the early goal from Sam Vines, the left back for the USA. It was the best start imaginable for this U.S. team. A great crowd on hand at Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City tonight. And going right into the highlights, it would be Vines in the 8th minute off of a cross that took multiple deflections from Shaq Moore, made its way through a looping ball, and Vines just making the back post run left wide open and made no mistake from close range to put the United States in front just 8 minutes into the match. That would be the opening goal for the U.S. And then in the 11th minute, there'd be a bit of unfortunate news on the U.S. side as Paul Arriola would pull up and suffered some tightness in his hamstring, had to come off, replaced by Nicholas Joachini. Meanwhile, in the 20th minute, Haiti would have their best chance up until that point, and it would be Derek Etienne with a shot from left wide open, put wide into the side netting, and that's really a shot he has to put on target, simply put, because Haiti won't get many better looks than that. Probably no better looks than that. And then in the final play of the first half, Walker Zimmerman with the back post header, Brian Silvestre, the Haitian goalkeeper, able to make the save and keep it a 1-goal game. And despite the great start from the U.S., I have been concerned a bit with some of the defensive I guess you could call it lapses from the U.S. at times, because they've given Haiti some chances, and Haiti are still in this game. With that being said, the U.S. are in the driver's seat, and credit has to go to Sam Vines, the defender, going all the way up on that attacking phase for the U.S. on the goal, and was at the right place, just waiting for the ball to come his way, and it did, and he was there to pounce. So look at some first half stats. The total shots even at 6-6. The shots on goal 2-1 U.S. The United States had 3 corners. Haiti didn't have any. 6 fouls from the U.S., 4 for Haiti. The U.S. with 66% of the possession. Well, it's halftime of this one, but the other Group B opener already in the books. Earlier today, it was Canada victorious. I'll talk about their win over Martinique. That's to come after this break. Welcome back into the halftime report, everybody. Earlier today in the Group B opener in Kansas City, it was Canada rolling over Martinique 4-1, the final score. Martinique actually scored the opening goal, but Canada would tally 4 unanswered to get the victory. Reminder that in Group A later tonight, the Gold Cup continues when El Salvador take on Guatemala. That's 11 p.m. Eastern Time down in Frisco, Texas. Busy day in Gold Cup, a busy day around soccer. Of course, the Euro final was earlier today, and we got a second half between U.S. and Haiti still to come. 1-0, the United States lead. The final 45 minutes right after this. Welcome back in, everybody. We're ready for the start of the second half. Reminder coming up next, it's El Salvador against Guatemala from Frisco, Texas. But first, it's back to Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City, Kansas, where the United States hold a 1-0 lead over Haiti. I will be right back in a second. Just got to do something. Don't go anywhere. I'm back in 30 seconds. I apologize about that, folks. I am back, and we're off and running in the second half from Kansas City. And the U.S. force Silvestri into an early turnover. And there's a foul from behind as Joachini was tripped up by Experience. Well, that's what you want to see from the United States. A strong start to the second half, like we saw in the first half, quite frankly. And Sebastian Lletget and Kellen Acosta both standing over this free kick. Acosta of the Colorado Rapids, Lletget of the LA Galaxy. A promising set piece. Lletget clips one in. It looked like it was headed away by Ricardo Ade. And can Haiti break out at the other end? This is brought forward by Stefan Lambes. Lambes ahead. Now gets it back. It's Lewis who is tracking back for the United States. Now Etienne, back wide for Ade. Here comes the cross. Matt Turner's there. And it's a quick rollout as the U.S. look to break out. And there's a heavy challenge. Undoubtedly a foul against Experience. And it'll be the first booking of the match. What's going on, Gamer Channel? Welcome into the stream. Appreciate you stopping by on YouTube. So it's Martin Experience, shown yellow. As I mentioned, the first yellow card of tonight. Haiti were pleading their case, but the referee certainly not buying those protests. And let me fix the scoreboard here. There we go. Second half is underway. This is Turner under pressure, and the clearance was blocked. A scary moment for Turner as it went off of Antoine, but ultimately over the end line and out of play. What's up, Devil Hound? Welcome in, man. Do I play soccer? I used to. Unfortunately, I had some issues with my feet, so I wasn't able to continue. I played up until about 2 years ago. Yeah, I played club soccer. I definitely miss it, but I'm actually getting back into the game. This summer, I'm taking courses to become a referee, which I'm looking forward to. So, yes, I'm still very much involved with the game. I still play for fun as well. So yes. As that pass is turned over, the steal by Carlens Arcus. But it's quickly back in the possession of the U.S. Jackson Ewell ahead. Kellen Acosta with a chip forward. Zarda's the intended recipient of that pass, but it's handled by Brian Silvestre. Thank you very much, Alex. Thank you. You ref for a bit? Yeah. No, yeah, it seems like a lot of fun. My dad, so he used to be a college soccer coach, and now he always refereed, but now that he doesn't coach college soccer anymore, he's been taking it really seriously. And he refereed regionals in New Jersey the other week. And he's refereed some showcases at ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex, IMG Academy, and he's done some USL League 2 games also. He did a USL League 2 game up in New Hampshire the other day. So yeah, he's really into it as this ball is sent across and the shot is directly at Matt Turner. Another chance for Haiti, this time Antoine. But yeah, my dad loves it, so I said, why not get into it? Plus, you make a pretty good amount of money too. I think it's like $40 a game, even when you start out or something like that, which is not bad at all. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, no, he is legit. He's trying to climb up the ranks. He is, an older referee since he didn't start out when he was young because he coached college soccer for about 26, 28 years, 28 years, I think. Um, so he's over 50 now. So, you know, as U.S. are creating a chance and the cross is cut out, it was sent in by Jonathan Lewis. LaFrance was there. It will be a corner for the United States. But yeah, obviously, for referees, there's, you know, you kind of have to. You don't have to start young, but you're at a disadvantage when you start older. But my dad's trying to, prove people that he still can referee at a high level, even though he's older than a lot of refs. And that's a glancing header at the edge of the six, put wide by Gioacchini. A real good look in front of goal, but Gioacchini couldn't hit the target. Really poor marking from Haiti. I mean, Gioacchini was left wide open, and he has to do better there. The U.S. on the verge of a second goal. This pass will go long. Lewis trying to sneak in behind Arcus, but Arcus is there and heads it back to Silvestre. There's a good switch. And now it's Nazan. Dukins Nazan lost it. Sebastian Leggett with the ball at his feet. U.S. up 1-0, but it's not a comfortable lead by any means. And there's a tackle from behind. Down went Shaq Moore. No foul. A clean win, says the referee. Play continues. Etienne, burst of speed. The cross headed away. Sam Vines is there. And now it's Pierre on the ball. Wide now with Carlins Arcus. This is experience. Haiti have at least had a bit more of the possession. The U.S. had a lot of it early on in that first half, particularly. It was definitely more lopsided. 53rd minute of play. And now the U.S. have it. Sebastian Leggett, the captain tonight, a burst of speed forward. Now lays it off wide. Step over move. Here comes the shot all the way through and wide. Zardes was looking to redirect it. Gioacchini with the effort just could not put it on frame. He was very close to doing so. And Zardes just couldn't get a touch. The ball came in with too much pace. Nearly curled into the back post, though. And the U.S. are stepping up a bit with that pressure. And that will be a foul. Shaq Moore a bit too ambitious to win that ball. 54th minute of play. Haiti are without 5 players who tested positive for COVID. So they are running thin at the bench. And that clearance is intercepted by Sebastian Leggett. And the return pass to Leggett, though, is won back by Haiti, and a player is down for the Haitians. And I believe that's Ricardo Ade. It is. I think the flag went up as well for offside. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened there to Ade. Ade was clutching his face, and it looked like he might have taken a shoulder to the face from Jonathan Lewis. By the way, 2 of the 5 players who tested positive for COVID on Haiti were 2 of their top goal scorers in the preliminary rounds. Of course, there were the prelims for the final 4 spots in Gold Cup qualifying. Haiti won in penalty kicks. I'm blanking out on who their opponent was. Or no. That was Trinidad who won in PKs. No. Haiti beat Bermuda, I believe, 4-1. Sorry. And now Ade's down again. This seems like a significant injury, maybe more serious than originally expected. Yes, you are correct, Devil Hound. This essentially is the U.S. Men's B team. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty much an all MLS roster for the most part. 19 out of the 23 players on the roster playing MLS, and that's because U.S. Soccer wanted to give their European-based players some rest. So yeah, it's far from their best team, of course, but still a team that's expected to be in contention to win the tournament. Although Mexico do have, their A team at this tournament. So Mexico's certainly the favorites for that reason. But, it's still a solid U.S. team. But, yeah, a lot of young MLS players. So, yes, you are correct, Devil Hound. You've been watching Gold Cup, Euros, and Copa America? Yeah. Yep, all great tournaments. I've been watching all of them as well. Sad to see the Euros and Copa America end this weekend, but at least we have the Gold Cup. And then in a few weeks, the Olympics with the U.S. women's national team in action pursuing a gold medal. They'll be the favorites for that, of course. Yeah. As this goes wide for Shaq Moore, Experience is there, and he'll leave it for a throw-in. Yeah, it's a bit strange seeing, not seeing the U.S., bring forth their best team for a major tournament because, as some people will say the Gold Cup's, not that good of a tournament, but it is CONCACAF's regional tournament, and it is a major tournament. So after all, it is a big competition, despite what people would say. So it is a bit strange to see, a B team for the U.S., but I can understand why they're doing it because they do have all of their focus on World Cup qualifiers come September. Another clearance by Silvestre, nearly intercepted this time. And that's knocked out of play by Miles Robinson, the Atlanta United player. It'll be interesting to see what changes Greg Berhalter will make in the second half. I'm excited at the prospect of seeing the likes of Gianluca Busio, Daryl Dike, who is not available tonight, recovering from an injury, I believe. When it comes to the most Gold Cup titles, as this long-range effort is over, that came from Nazon. Nazon with a chance. Haiti have had a couple of opportunities from a long ways out. That time, Nazon couldn't test Matt Turner. But as I was saying, only 3 teams have ever won the Gold Cup. Mexico, the U.S., and Canada. Mexico, 8 titles. The U.S., 6. Canada just 1. And that came back in 2000. So it's been a tournament dominated by the U.S. and Mexico, really. The United States playing out of some pressure here. You can hear chants coming from the crowd. They're saying, Busio, Busio, Busio. It looks like he's set to come in soon. Of course, Gianluca Busio is a hometown player. He plays for Sporting Kansas City in MLS. But it does look like he's set to make a move to Italy to Venezia, who just got promoted to Serie A and signed Tanner Tessman of FC Dallas, also an American. And here he comes, Gianluca Busio, set to make his U.S. men's national team debut at just 19 years of age. Substitution will come at the next stoppage in play, but he has put on the jersey, and the crowd is certainly elevating their noise level with Busio set to enter. We've reached the hour mark in Kansas City. Haiti can't keep it for long. It's won back by Jonathan Lewis. Kellen Acosta on the ball. Back it goes for Ewell. Ewell wide for Vines. The first touch into space. Finds the goal scorer for the U.S. back in the 8th minute of play. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Much appreciated, as always. It's been a great day. Got to call the Euro final earlier and now the Gold Cup opener for the U.S. tonight. This ball down the sideline. Long run here. Shaq Moore shielded off the ball by Experience. Goal kick Haiti. And here come the substitutions. Oh, DK is available. Okay, he didn't start because of a little knock, I believe, but he is available and he's set to come on. He and Busio will enter the match. Excitement around Children's Mercy Park. Gianluca Busio making his debut. He replaces Jackson Ewell, and Daryl DK will replace Jonathan Lewis. A roar from the crowd. Busio, just 19 years of age. DK, of course, another exciting young player who had a successful season on loan at Barnsley in the championship. He was tearing it up there in the championship. Barnsley in the end fell just short of being promoted to the Premier League, as DK was a big part of that attack of Barnsley. They lost in the semifinals of the promotion playoffs. And now DK, after his loan spell ended, now back in MLS for Orlando City. I think that will be short-lived. I think he is definitely talented enough to be playing in Europe right now. But he's also scoring goals left and right for Orlando, Daryl DK. Can he get one tonight? And what can Busio do in his debut? Derek Etienne. Now Alceus. Nowhere to go for Pierre. Haiti just looking to keep possession for a moment and maybe create a chance out of it. 63rd minute now. U.S. by a goal. 1-2 combination doesn't work for Haiti on the far side, as Experience went down, and it'll be a goal kick for the United States. Oh, my apologies. The whistle actually came. I did not hear it. So Experience went down, and he actually won a free kick. So scratch everything I said. It'll be a set piece for Haiti here. And standing over the free kick is Stefan Lambes. Lambes towards the back post, but Matt Turner is there to catch it. And he'll quickly roll it ahead for Vines. The U.S. holding on to a 1-0 lead. Busio with a risky pass, but he gets it back from Acosta. Gianluca Busio making his international debut, as I mentioned, plays with Sporting Kansas City in MLS, one of the best young players in the league, and he's only 19. And he grew up, Busio did, with the Sporting Kansas City youth team. He moved from Greensboro, North Carolina, to Kansas City when he was 14. So Kansas City essentially his hometown at this point. And he's the second youngest player ever on a U.S. Gold Cup roster behind Juan Agudelo. And this is a bouncing ball in the box. Gioacchini's there, thrown off balance, nothing called. And now Haiti looking to clear, but it's won back by the United States. Oh, it's a great through ball. Chance for the U.S. off the post. Gioacchini hits the woodwork. The U.S. not done. This is Acosta. Out wide for Vines on the left wing. The red, white, and blue trying to double the lead. No, Emmanuel. McKennie is not on this Gold Cup roster. Yeah, as I was telling the other viewers earlier, this is almost an all-MLS roster because U.S. Soccer wanted to give the European-based players some rest in the offseason. So it's basically the B team for the U.S. So, yeah, no McKennie, Pulisic, all of those guys. Yeah, that we saw in the Nations League. They will be, of course, back with the team for the World Cup qualifiers in September. But no McKennie. This is a long ball forward. Vines is there. Dangerous cross. It came off of experience and now claimed by Silvestre. The U.S. certainly knocking on the door and going back to that Nicholas Gioacchini chance. He did everything right. Opened his body up, aimed for that far post. Couldn't quite tuck it in as it went off the woodwork. So close was Gioacchini to doubling the United States lead. Now will be a foul against Acosta. The referee will have a word with the midfielder. We're 3/4 through the match. U.S. leading by a goal. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It's been a fantastic day of soccer. Possession in this match, 61 to 39% in the U.S. favor. The shot's 10-8 U.S. This has been a fun game for the neutral because there have been plenty of chances. The shot's on goal, 3-2 U.S. And now here is Arcus. Arcus gave it away on his pass. Was there a shove? Yes, there was. Daryl Dike commits the foul. Here's Ricardo Ade. Etienne wide. This is Arcus. That was behind his target in Dukin's Nazone. It will be a Haitian throw-in. All three group games for the U.S. will be in Kansas City. And then they'll head elsewhere for the quarterfinals, depending on what place they finish in, assuming the U.S. do finish top two in the group, which obviously is the expectation. The expectation that they finish first, quite frankly. Maybe a chance for Haiti, sent across towards Nazone. A burst of speed there from Arcus. But it's a timely interception as it was cleared away. Haiti, though, off the throw-in, looking to threaten once more. But Matt Turner is there to claim the ball. Yeah, Zardes was trying to help out defensively, and then it was Shaq Moore, who's had a very strong game tonight for the U.S., there to intercept the cross. Haiti once more, though, on the attack. They're into the box. And now it's Etienne. Tried to get around the defender. Couldn't quite do so. And Turner has it. Man down behind the play. That is Dukin's Nazone. Some boos from the crowd as play is halted and medical attention will be required for Nazone. He went down after a challenge from Shaq Moore. Yeah, there was contact after the pass was released. 70th minute, we are approaching. Give credit to Haiti, they're sticking around. The stretcher has been brought out just in case, but it doesn't seem that serious. Dukins Nazon with 3 goals in 2 preliminary round matches for Haiti. So he is one of their prime targets up top. Nazon frustrated with the referee that a foul wasn't called. The Haitian fans certainly enjoying themselves. And I'll tell you this, Haitian fans are some of the best supporters there are. I'm not just saying that to say it. Win or lose, they're dancing the entire game. I know from experience. I went to a U.S.-Haiti Gold Cup game. I think it was 2013 at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, right near where I live. And we were sitting right near Haitian fans, and they were electric the whole match. Even after they conceded, they were still having the time of their lives. So I got to give that to them. Gianluca Busio. Now it's Sam Vines. Busio's dad is from Italy, hence the Italian last name. I'm sure Busio, and especially his dad, pleased after Italy won the Euros. I will say, and I speak for all U.S. soccer fans, we're glad Busio picked the U.S., and that is a heavy challenge from behind, and the yellow card will come out for Kellen Acosta. It was a bit of a heavy first touch from Acosta, and a nice steal as it was taken away by Brian Alcius. And that was a quite obvious yellow card. The first for the U.S. By the way, Haiti have yet to make a substitution. The U.S. have made 3 changes. Haiti sticking with their starting 11. They only have a few options off the bench because of the fact that 5 of their players tested positive for COVID. And I can get the exact number on that. Yep, just 6 players on the bench for Haiti. Compared to 12 for the U.S. So that is certainly a big reason why Haiti have yet to make a change. They only have 6 options off the bench. 73rd minute, free kick from a long ways out. It will be a shot, and Turner is there. Runners were coming in, but Turner made sure there was no rebound as Stefan Lambes decided to take a crack at goal. Why not? Zardes back for Vines. Poor pass, and it's given away. Here is Pierre. Ahead for Lazon, and Lazon couldn't quite get there before Turner did. I'll tell you what, Haiti are upping that pressure of theirs, that press, and forcing the U.S. into some uncomfortable positions and ultimately turnovers. This game's not done yet. This is Giassi Zardes. He went down, and they'll call a foul against Zardes. Well, that seems baffling. And now a yellow card is coming. Well, I'd definitely like to see it again. I perhaps missed something. So, back-to-back bookings for the U.S. First it was Acosta, now Giassi Zardes. Look at the replay, and oh yeah, he did come across and through Brian Alcius. 2 more substitutions coming from Greg Berhalter. And we will see Shaq Moore's night come to an end. I thought he had a pretty good performance. And it will be Joe Aquini also coming off. So Eric Williamson and James Maddox Sands enter for the United States. Those are the two changes. James Sands making his international debut. He plays for New York City FC in MLS. Eric Williamson also making his international debut. He plays for the Portland Timbers. Leggett able to win that header. Zardes to Busio. Crossed in. Out it comes. Second chance. And it's off the post. It looked like a hand of Silvestre got to it, and maybe a second chance now, but Silvestre's there. Daryl Dike won an opportunity, and somehow the U.S. still don't have a second goal. Oh, no, I thought they hit the bar, but no, that was actually a save by Silvestre, and it was Busio. I got it right the first time. With the long-range effort, Silvestre's made a couple of key stops for Haiti. As we get into the final minutes, final quarter hour, crunch time in Kansas City. This ball down the sideline. In pursuit was Lambes. Out it goes. Another Haitian throw-in. This is Ricardo Ade. Haiti holding on to hope that they can maybe salvage a point. How will a goal come for them? That's the question. Walker Zimmerman. There's that pressure from Haiti. And all ball, says the referee. It was Nazon with the steal. Now controlled by Arcus. Arcus gets the return pass. Cutting back. That's blocked. Now it's Etienne. Etienne of the Columbus Crew. He finds space, cuts it inside, but no one there to answer for Haiti, and the U.S. will clear. Meanwhile, Haiti are set to make their first changes of the game at the next stoppage. We'll see who it is coming on. This goes back to Silvestre. Now Ade, long ball forward for Haiti. Header one. But Leggett couldn't keep it. Instead, it's Etienne. Etienne to the other side. He'll switch it to LaFrance. Oh, that's a bad challenge on Busio. Free kick to the U.S. And Nazon, who made the challenge, also down. That has to be a booking. A very strong challenge. And then after that, Eric Williamson was taken, Williams was taken out. Yeah, the heavy touch is what put Nazon in a bad situation. Busio simply couldn't get out of the way. As I mentioned, Williamson went down after that. It was almost a double foul there against Haiti. Hopefully it's nothing serious here for Busio. And now Haiti with their first substitutions. And we will see in the 80th minute Martin Experience come off for Christian. And the other change, we'll see Damas coming in for Nazon. So that's it for Nazon. Damas, a very young player, enters the match for Haiti in the final 10 minutes. Of course, a very short bench for Haiti after 5 COVID positives. Thanks, Luke, for tuning in. I appreciate it, man. Is Busio cap-tied for the U.S. now? Yes, I am 95% sure. Because to my knowledge, once you make an appearance in a competitive match like this, the Gold Cup, you're cap-tied. So, yep, for the senior team, of course. So, yep, Busio's cap-tied, indeed. Here is Arcus, fended off. Zardes was fended off by him. Haiti still with hope of a late equalizer. Direct ball forward. Damus in pursuit. Zimmerman got a touch. And now it'll be sent back to Turner by Sands. And now Turner with a poor first touch. It brought him out of the box. Then he cleared it just in the nick of time. And Damus trying to come away with the steal. Commits the foul. Yeah, that was a very poor first touch from Turner. He knew he was in trouble. Fortunately, it does not result in disaster for the United States. Yeah, no doubt, Luke. No doubt, man. A lot of great midfield options going forward, for sure. And that will be a foul against Daryl Dike. Second foul against him since he's come onto the pitch. And just touching on Alex Christian, who came into the match moments ago for Haiti. He's had quite the career. He actually started out at Villarreal in Portugal. Then he played with Boa Vista in Portugal. That was back in 2015. Then he spent some time in Armenia with Gandzasar. And right now he's in Kazakhstan with Atiro. Definitely a very interesting career path for him. And Haiti once more in the attacking third, and the foul was drawn by Williamson. Good work by the Portland Timbers, man. Oh, you subbed. I greatly appreciate that, Luke. Thank you so much for subscribing. Yeah, anyone else who enjoys my broadcast, definitely subscribe. I would definitely appreciate that a lot. I do a little bit of everything, Luke. Yeah, I'm an aspiring sports broadcaster, so I love commentating games. I want to be a play-by-play commentator when I grow up. So I do a bit of everything. I am from Massachusetts, so I'm a big Boston sports fan. So I commentate Boston sports teams games. So I do a bit of hockey, basketball, baseball, football. I even do some tennis sometimes. Unfortunately, I couldn't do any Wimbledon this time around as I was on vacation, and the Euros and Copa America were going on. But yeah, and then I do a ton of soccer too. I'm a big soccer fan. My dad's from Portugal. He coached college soccer. He now referees. So it runs in my blood. I'm a huge soccer fan. Here's Zardes delivering the cross all the way through. So yeah, I typically commentate, big events. I do for when it comes to soccer. I do a lot of UEFA Champions League. I do some Premier League matches. And being from the U.S., I'm a fan of the New England Revolution and MLS. I do some MLS games, especially when the playoffs come around. And yeah, I do even some CONCACAF Champions League at the club level. And then here at the international level, I love international soccer so much. So I love the summers when there's international tournaments. So I just finished doing the Euros. I did a ton of Euro games, which was a lot of fun. I did the Copa America final last night. And then, yeah, I'm looking forward to covering a lot of this Gold Cup tournament too. Hopefully all of the U.S. games that I can do. So, yeah, I do a bit of everything, in all honesty. But, yeah, ever since the Celtics lost in the NBA playoffs, I haven't been following the NBA playoffs as closely. Same as the Bruins losing in the Stanley Cup playoffs, although I did do one of the Stanley Cup final games between Montreal and Tampa. Congrats to the Lightning, who are Stanley Cup champions. Thank you. I'm going to call you JX for joining the broadcast. Thank you, Ethan, for also coming back in. You're from New Jersey and you support Chelsea? Guess what? I support Chelsea as well. They are my favorite Premier League team, Luke. Funny enough, I am also a Chelsea supporter. Yeah, you haven't missed any goals, Ethan. It's still 1-0 U.S. Surprisingly, Haiti have actually had a number of chances. The U.S. have had a few more shots, but Haiti have been right in this match. The U.S. made a couple of substitutions. Busio, DK, Sands, and Williamson all came in. What is my favorite team, JX? Well, as I just mentioned, the Premier League, it's Chelsea. In MLS, I'm a New England Revolution fan. I live about 10 minutes from Gillette Stadium, so I'm a big Boston sports fan in general, so I do like the Revolution in MLS. At the international level, the United States are my number one team. I was born here, grew up here. I am a Portugal fan as well. My dad was born in Portugal. He grew up in Portugal, so I am a Portugal fan as well. But the U.S. come number one for sure. My favorite team in La Liga, J.A., well, that's a long ball forward cutout. I wouldn't say there's I am a Real Madrid fan. I'm not like a diehard supporter, but I do like Real Madrid. Yes. So I am a Real Madrid supporter in La Liga. Why do you say that, JX? 88th minute of play. The U.S. looking to hold on and secure the 3 points against Haiti. It's been disjointed and sloppy at times, but a win is a win in their opening match. And that's to be expected with a lot of players who haven't played together ever. Here's Busio in space. Oh, only one goal. Yeah, I know. But yeah, you are correct, Ethan. They are on the rise, the U.S. with a ton of great youth players. No, it'll take time to get way up there on the global scale, but they're getting better. They're getting better for sure. Thank you, Creed, for joining. I appreciate it. Sam Vine scored. The fullback for the U.S. got on the score sheet. A header back in the 8th minute. He plays on the Colorado Rapids. Messi or Ronaldo? I know everyone wants to have this debate with me. Being Portuguese, I do favor Ronaldo. I do like Ronaldo more since he is from Portugal and I am Portuguese. With that being said, I think Messi's a fantastic player too. I just look at it as I'm fortunate to be living in a time where I get to watch both players play at the same time. I enjoy watching both of them. You say Messi? Yeah, I can't blame you for saying that, JX. I love Messi as well. I really love watching Messi as well. But as I said, I'm Portuguese, so I have to favor Ronaldo in that sense. What's going on, Bobby? Welcome back in, man. I'm sure you're a little drunk celebrating after Italy's win. I can't blame you one bit there. We're closing in on the 90th minute. Can the U.S. hold on for the win. We'll see how much stoppage time there is. 90-minute mark reached. And there will be 3 additional minutes. Here's Gianluca Busio. Busio ahead for the captain, Leggett, and he gets bumped hard. Foul called against Leverton Pierre. Any streams tomorrow? Yeah, I'm home this week. I just got back from vacation. This week I'm home. The following week will be tough because I'll be visiting colleges on the road. But yes, I am planning to cover a lot of the group stage in this Gold Cup. So hold on. As Haiti prepares to make a change, it will be Pierre coming off and Clairvaux coming in. About 2 minutes left. That's a foul against Alcius. Quick restart by the U.S. Yeah, definitely, Bobby. It was a great tournament. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed watching it and calling games in the tournament. Definitely a memorable Euros. I'm going to miss it. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But yeah, going back to your question, Ethan, I am planning to call tomorrow Costa Rica against Guadeloupe. That's at 9 Eastern time. So that's the match I'll be planning to go on the call for. We've got about 90 seconds left, JX. And there's another foul against Haiti. Taken down was Daryl Dike. And the U.S. are so close to victory. Yes, I do like American football a lot. In fact, I'm a huge New England Patriots fan, being from New England. Yep, during the American football season, I cover a lot of NFL games, most Patriots games in particular. So, yep, I am a big American football fan as well. What? 30 seconds left. On the ball is Clairvaux. This goes out wide for Arcus. Arcus crosses. Popped in the air by Zimmerman. Held back, it looked like was Turner. Absolute chaos in the box. Turner gets a touch. And in the end, a foul will be called against Haiti as Busio is taken down by a desperate Clairvaux, I believe. Yeah, that was very stressful, Luke. Wow. Who was that for Haiti with the chance? No, that was Lambest. That was Lambest with the opportunity, not Clairvaux. And that should be the last opportunity for Haiti tonight. The final whistle is inevitably coming now, and there it is. No reason to even take the free kick. It's all over. In Kansas City, the United States come out on top. It wasn't pretty, but they get the job done. 1-0 the final. The United States defeat Haiti and join Canada atop the group on 3 points. Sam Vine's 7th-minute goal is the difference in this one. Yes, let's go USA indeed. It was a bit underwhelming, as you say, Luke, but a win's a win. In the first match, we'll take it. Yeah, Haiti could be a dark horse in Group B. It'll be interesting to see how they do against Canada midweek. So look at the Group B standings. Canada atop the group on goal difference with 3 points alongside the U.S., and then Haiti, Martinique at the bottom of the table, each with no points through one match. Well, the play of the game has to be the game-winning goal in the end. Sam Vines of the Colorado Rapids heading one home in the 8th minute of play. And that has secured the 3 points for the United States. Hey, you never know, JX. I know Mexico have their best team, but We'll see how it goes. Go USA. That will do it for my broadcast. It's been a long day for me, but I've certainly enjoyed calling all the action, the Euro final earlier, and then the Gold Cup opener for the U.S. tonight. The United States on top, 1-0 the final. They beat Haiti. I will see you guys next time, and I do plan to be on the call for Costa Rica, Guadeloupe as the focus shifts to Group C tomorrow. The U.S. defeat Haiti, and they'll take on Martinique Thursday, and then a week from today, it will be the big one in the group stage against Canada. Bye for now, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. And yes, have a nice rest of your day, everybody. And I'll see you guys next time.